back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Beverly. It's so nice to see you today. So a couple of days ago I got back from Blackpool, which is up in the north of England, and I went to a convention run by Star Fury. Here's a little overview of all the cast that were there. It was quite amazing. It's called Ultimates, and I think it's the third one that they've run, called Ultimates, and they had people from Jessica Jones, Supergirl, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., Gotham, all like the DC kind of shows, Marvel kind of showy things, you know what I mean. I just wanted to come and tell you all about it and show you what I got, and just kind of fangirl all over the place. So I've been going to Star Fury conventions now for almost as long as they've been running them. They do the best conventions in my personal opinion. The actors do come to the parties. They make sure everybody gets an autograph if at all possible. They're reasonably priced. Everything's, you know, within budget. Depending on how big the actor is. Obviously, if you've got a humongous actor, like they did have Melissa Benoist, who plays Supergirl on the TV show, and I paid for a photograph with her, and it's probably the most expensive photograph I've ever paid, and that was £85. She unfortunately had to cancel, but because of that I got to have 3 more photographs than I would have been able to get, so bonus. But yeah, it just kind of depends. The price range is between about £10–15 up to whatever the actor wants really, but they try and keep it as cheap as possible. There was a good range of people from the shows, and I was just really excited to go to this show. I haven't been to a convention for a couple of years now. We didn't go last year, and I can't remember why, but we didn't. So we got there on the Friday. Friday, my husband was kind enough to drive me to Blackpool. It's about 2.5 hours away from us. So he drove me there, and we sat on we went to the pier. It was freezing, but we went on the pier and we had a look round and had a bit of a rest, and then he took me to the hotel. The Norbrick it's an interesting hotel. It's supposed to be like a castle, but it looks more like a prison block. It's different, but it's kind of like where they always used to hold the conventions. It's a huge hotel, and it's just got a lot of memories, a lot of good memories. A lot of the older Star Fury people have good memories there, and we enjoy going back there, but it's not an amazingly awesome place. It's not, you know, I don't think the actors were too impressed. They kept making little jokes, but I'm cool with that. So we got there on the Friday, we went down and we registered. They're really good. They've got a really good disabled package set up now, so they put us, we can go first through any queues so we don't get sick. You get like a little badge so that people know you haven't got to wait around. You have to prove you're disabled to be able to get it, so there's nobody pretending to be disabled, so they don't have to wait in queues, which is amazing. And yeah, Star Fury have really picked up their game. Like, they've always done these little booklets which are amazing, and all the actors like get a page with a little like blurb. And they had quite a few changes to the people who come, so it was amazing to get one of these booklets. I was kind of like, are they going to be able to do it in the time? But they did. Amazing. It's a really nice souvenir. I've got some going all the way back. They're scattered all through my house, so I really need to find them all out and put them in some kind of scrapbook or something. But yeah, Star Fury. And then as well as that, you get this, which is inside, and it tells you when each person is signing, when they're autographing, things that are happening on the main stage. And then here they have, it's really cool, like classified, and it tells you like what's happening on each day. And I thought that was really cool, nice little added extra to make one side like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the other side Supergirl. So I really enjoyed that. I got a big geeky kick out of that one. I will keep hold of this because I will need it to explain things in a little while, because I want to explain how I cope with going to conventions. It's not easy. I did a video the other day, my last video, which I will leave links up and down to, but basically that video I was explaining about my social anxiety and my just generalised anxiety and how it affects me at conventions. And I'll be honest and say, when I put that video out, I was like, right, this is me saying you're not going to give in to it. And I didn't. I actually spoke to people. I was like really out of myself. I made eye contact with people, and usually I just kind of avoid that totally, and I smiled at people, and I really pushed myself to talk to people who I've been friends with like on Facebook for like years, maybe even decade, but have never actually spoken to in person. And I really made like an effort to try and change that. So I felt really proud of myself. I came away and I was just like, yeah. So basically you get there, you register, and then that's when you get all this information. And then we go back to the room, and me and Hannah goes as my carer. She's not bothered about autographs. She doesn't care about famous people at all. She doesn't want pictures or anything. She just wants to go and dress up in fancy dress and be with me. So she's perfect as my carer. So in here they tell you like all the different things that you can do. You can go to like fan meets, they've got photo sessions, and on the back they've got who's on stage, because they have like Q&A sessions with the actors when they're on stage. And I find when we've just finished, we've signed in, we're all sorted, we're registered. We go back to the room and we make notes. We basically say what we definitely want to see, who we've paid to get photos with, what times they are, and we work out naps. I have chronic fatigue syndrome. I also get fatigue from my EDS, and I also get fatigue from breathing. No, not really. I also get fatigue from my fibromyalgia, so I have to be really, really careful. I don't want to make myself sicker, but I definitely want to enjoy myself. So I tend to just chill out and rest as much as possible, and as long as I've seen, like if I've got a favourite actor there, as long as I've seen them on stage and I've got my photos and my autographs, I don't care. I will sleep the rest of the time, because the parties are really important to me to go to. I really enjoy chair dancing, which I will explain about. So Friday, yeah, we worked all this out. We had something to eat, and then we went to the opening ceremony, and that's just basically where Sean, who runs Star Fury, he kind of introduces each guest, and they come on and they kind of say, hi, I'm so excited to be here, la 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 la, and then they run off again. And it's just like, it doesn't take any time at all, but it's just a really nice little thing. I love the opening ceremonies. And then we went back to the room, we had a few drinks and a few drinks, and we got dressed up. I will put here how I was dressed. The first night I dressed up as Catwoman, and I did my own mask in makeup, and I felt like a prized tit. I honestly did, but I didn't care. I just had fun. It was my first night. I don't dress up like cosplay like I said in my last video. I do kind of more of a Disney bounding kind of thing, so it's like reminiscent of. So I just had on a black jumpsuit with ears. It's ears that I got years ago for Halloween, and a belt, and that was it. I was good to go. Chair dancing is what we do most of the night. What Hannah will do is she'll park me in my wheelchair on the edge of the dance floor, and then she'll get a chair and put it next to me, and we'll just basically sit there and do this. And every now and again, she'll get up and have a boogie. And if there's a particular song that I'm just like, I love this song, I'll get up and have a little boogie as well. Each night I probably get up and properly dance to maybe 2-3 songs, if that. But I just love watching everybody dancing, getting dressed up, having a couple of drinks, having a laugh with my best friend. It's brilliant. I think we had a good night that night, and then we went to bed and we slept really well. Considering I was in a different place, like I just had a really good night's sleep. I think I was just exhausted from travelling and everything. And then the next morning, I always make sure, because of my illnesses and how up and down they can be, like they're so, like I can be fine in the morning and then really sick in the afternoon. I get migraines. And so I always book my photograph tickets, my photographs with the actors on the Saturday. I've always done this because then on the Sunday, if I need to be asleep all day or I'm not well and I need to be in bed all day, it doesn't matter. I'm not going to miss anything. So yeah, the first thing that happened was photographs with the actors. So I got a picture with Violet Bean. She played, oh, and as you can see, I dressed up like Supergirl, just in like a red top and then a gold belt on the Saturday, because that's my favourite programme out of them. It's Supergirl. She played Jessie Quick on The Flash. She was really sweet. She was a really sweet lady. Yeah, she seemed a little shy, but I think it was her first or one of her first conventions, so that was why. I also had a picture with Willa. Willa is from Arrow. She plays Thea, Queen. She was okay. She seemed a bit quiet and subdued, and I don't know if she was just feeling jet lagged. Yes, maybe she was feeling jet lagged. I don't know, but that's just the way it is. Then I had a picture with the beautiful Chyla Lee, who was in Grey's Anatomy. You might know her as Meredith's sister, Lexi Gray. And she was also part of Sanvers, which is my main ship from Supergirl. She was really nice, a very intelligent woman, really easy to talk to, incredibly kind and just really sweet lady. I'm really glad I got a picture with her. She was just lovely and she's one of my favourite actresses. So, yeah. Then I was so excited for this. Jeremy Jordan. Oh yes, he plays Win on Supergirl. But he's also like one of my favourite Broadway singers. When he's on stage and singing, he just blows my mind. And he was in Smashed. If you watch Smashed, then let me know down below, because I loved that show. I really did. It was about a stage show being put on about the life of Marilyn Monroe, and he was the writer. And there was a lot of singing, and it's just so good. If you've not seen it, go see it now. And then lastly, I had a picture of my favourite lady, Floriana Lima, who was so smiley and kind and sweet. I loved meeting her. I've been a big fan of hers ever since she first came on the show. I just think she's the most beautiful woman ever. Look at her. Look at her smile. She was gorgeous and such a kind lady. And I was really pleased with all the pictures I got. If I could have afforded it, I would have probably got a picture with Elizabeth Hestonridge, who plays Simmons on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Such a lovely lady. She was really down to earth. She's English, so of course she's going to be really down to earth. Really kind, really funny lady. She was so funny on stage. And I also would have had a picture with Brett Dalton. He plays Agent Ward in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and I had such a crush on him. I really did. Ward, not Brett, because I don't know Brett, but yeah. Anyway, I had such a crush on him. And also BJ Britt, I would definitely have had a picture with him if I could have afforded it, because he was such a smiley, happy person, and who doesn't love Trip? I mean, he's related to the Howling Commandos, and he was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and in person he was just so smiley and happy, and he came to the party on the Saturday and the Sunday, and it was really fun to see them just having fun, kicking back. So I definitely would have had a picture with him. Unfortunately, I just couldn't afford it, but hopefully they'll come back and do another convention and I'll get another chance to meet them. Okay, then I'm going to show you my autographs, because autographs also happen. My numbers are supposed to be called for, because I can't afford a gold ticket, I always have to get a regular ticket. Which I'm fine with. It doesn't really bother me, but it does mean that usually my autographs would have to go through on the Sunday, but thankfully, because I have the Access Disability Pass, I managed to go through the autographs on the Saturday, which really helped me, because I basically took like 3 naps on the Sunday. I slept most of the day. Here's my first autograph, beautiful Floriana. Of course I'm going to get an extra autograph from her. She's my favourite. We love Maggie. I was so upset when Maggie left the show. I thought they lost the chance to use somebody who's really important in the character, to the comics, and just a really, really important character. She brings a lot of different things together. I'm not over it. I'm never going to be over it. But in the talks, Chyla and Floriana were like, she hasn't been killed off, so maybe they'll bring her back. We can hope. But Floriana is going to be in the next season of The Punisher. So I'm so excited about that. So then I was really worried, because before I left for the convention, I realised I actually had nothing to get signed, because we always used to like buy the DVD, obviously, because I'm old. We always used to buy the DVD, and then you get the DVD signed, or a book that goes along with the TV show, and then you get that signed. But we don't anymore, just watch them on TV. So I don't have the DVDs of these programmes, and there aren't books that go along with them. So I was like, what am I going to do? And then I get there, and they had free posters. So I'm so thankful for that. This first one is Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and it's signed by everyone. They were doing no personalisations because it was such a big convention, which doesn't usually bother me all that much. I mean, to be honest, what's the difference between just the scribble and them saying to Beverly? But it is nice to have it to me, because it lessens the amount of people selling them. That really annoys me. I hate it when people go take up a ticket to meet an actor that somebody else probably couldn't have got, and then instead of appreciating it, they just kind of sell it. But that's my own personal opinion. This one is a Supergirl one. It's really nice. It's a really nice poster. I just love it. I'm hoping they'll get Melissa to come back and I can get Melissa on here, but I'm going to get some nice frames for these two and get them on the wall, which I'm so excited to do. On the Saturday night, I dressed up as the Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch is one of my favourite characters. I loved her when I read the comics, and I loved her triply as much when I saw her with Elizabeth Olsen, who I just love. So I kind of got together an outfit with things that I already owned and stuff that I bought online, and I don't think I did too bad of a job, really, being Scarlet Witch. On Sunday, yeah, the Saturday night, there was like they always have like a fancy dress competition, so you can cosplay or you can dress up, you can switch things around, do whatever you want, and then you enter, and then the actors see you dressed up in the outfits, and then they vote and you win prizes. I didn't go into it this year. I think we did a couple of years ago, me and Hannah did, just for a laugh, but we didn't stick with it. It wasn't something that we were like, oh, I really want to do this. Don't really like people staring at me. But I love going and seeing how creative people are and how much they think about what they, you know, they want to show their favourite actors or their favourite TV shows. And it's really fun when you see, like, they had the little kids dressing up like Supergirl and stuff, and they were skipping around. Oh, it was so cute. But yeah, there's just a lot of that around. There's a lot of that. And it's really cool to see people dressing up and just being really imaginative. I mean, that's what it's all about, fandom. To me, that's what it's all about. And then on the Saturday night, we partied until about 2 a.m. Oops. But in my defence, I'd had like a massive nap before before we went out. And again, I was just chair dancing, so it's not like you're using up 10 tons of energy. On the Sunday, we only saw a couple of the, we watched the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and we watched Supergirl on stage, but we didn't watch anything else because we just literally slept in. I think we got up, went down to breakfast about 7:30, 8 o'clock, came back up, put our pyjamas back on and went back to sleep for about 3.5 hours. Then we went down to watch a couple of talks that we wanted to see, and then went back up to the room and slept until the closing ceremony, which is very similar to the opening ceremony, but they just take the chance to say thank you to everybody who's worked at the event. They also, each of the actors get up and like say thank you for coming and I had an amazing time and la 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 la, which is really great to see. And then we got changed. That night I dressed up as Captain America, and I really loved that dress. I really loved the dress. I think it looked really cute. And that night I was really proud of myself because there's like 2 or 3 people that I haven't really spoken to all that much, and I actually got outside of myself and got over my fears and spoke to people. So I felt really proud of myself, and it was just a big like, yay, I did it. Because, you know, I am a sociable person, like I was saying in my last video, but anxiety just kind of strips it away, and it's frustrating, but you work with what you've got. You can only be yourself in this world, and I definitely think sometimes it's easier to hide away and let that depression or that anxiety or whatever kind of envelop you and keep you safely cocooned up. It's much harder to step outside of that. So I felt incredibly proud of myself. And I came back, then we slept, I think we stayed up, and we were in the survivors photo, which is a photograph they take every year of people who've stayed up till the end of the disco. So we were in that, which I felt really happy about because I've never managed it before. The lots of naps helped. That was definitely the key here. I would definitely say if you're going to do a convention with chronic illnesses, take a look at the pieces, at the what's happening when, and mark down, write it down, or we used to mark it with a star, but we wrote it down on a piece of paper, just like what we're going to definitely see. And any other time we were sleeping. It was just like, I am not going to get sick from this. I'm determined. And then I drove home. My husband drove up and got me and drove me back home, and then the last couple of days I've spent resting and not really doing a lot. And today I feel great. That chronic fatigue, Heal Chronic Fatigue course really helped with that. I definitely feel like I bounce back faster than I used to. So that's really, really great. So yeah, I had an amazing time. I was going to vlog it, but then Star Fury has very strict rules because they set things up so that the actors feel comfortable to kind of relax and just chill out with us. They come to the parties and things like that, so they're quite tough on videoing things, and I understand that completely. I agree with it as well. I want to just have fun with my friends. I don't want to be worried about recording things. In the future, if I go to a different kind of convention, I might do a vlog, But for this, I just want to enjoy my time with my friend and see people that I don't see all that often, because I don't get to go all that often. And I just really enjoyed myself. It was so much fun. I will definitely recommend Star Fury. I've been to conventions run by different companies, and they always leave me a little bit disappointed. I always feel like I've paid too much. People complain about Star Fury prices, but they are incredibly good. This convention for the weekend cost me, I think it's £109 now for the full weekend, and that includes a free autograph from all the guests that aren't bonus. So bonus is like somebody you've got to pay for, but most people aren't bonuses. And then free entry to all the parties and the Q&As, and then on top of that you just pay for your photographs with who you want to get photos with. So it's just really, really fun. It's a really good time. I would definitely recommend them. I will leave a link down to the website down below. The next convention we're going to, I think, is like a New Year's thing. From what I can gather, that's what we're going to next. And I'm thinking maybe Riverdale. They've got a Riverdale one next year, and I'm like, OMG. But for now, I'm just so happy. I feel so like just overwhelmed with happiness that I've met some of these actors. Chyla, Jeremy and Floriana especially, I'm just so excited to have met them. All the actors were really kind, really nice, really entertaining, really open. I think a couple of the actors were suffering from jet lag though. Jet lag can make you feel really, really sick. And suspect why some of them were a little bit low energy, but you expect that. I mean, they literally fly in like the day before the convention and leave the day after. The same as me, except they're flying to and from America. So I'm always grateful that they even come. I'm hoping to get to complete my posters now. That's the only downside. Now I'm going to want to get everybody on here and everybody on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Oh, I'm such a completist. But I've babbled long enough. Hopefully that's told you all about my weekend. You've enjoyed looking at my pictures. Yeah, it was just an incredible weekend. I really, really enjoyed myself. And I've come home feeling so relaxed and happy, and I've been suffering a lot with depression after losing my grandmother, and I just kind of felt like this was a chance to just draw a line under that and come back and start fresh. But I'm so thankful that you stayed till now. I hope that you will consider subscribing if you're not already. Join my little family. Don't forget to ring that little bell so you always know when I upload. Like this video if you like it, and if you want more, I've got 10 million convention stories to tell, so if you want to hear any, leave me a comment down below. And yeah, I will be back in a couple of days. What day is it today? Thursday. I'll be back Monday with a Funko Pop of the Month to open. Oh yeah, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it, and I will see you then. Bye.